Hello everybody and welcome back to our F1 2014 career mode. It's season 1 and it's round number 3, the Bahrain Grand Prix. Last time at Malaysia, it was a race that had absolutely everything. Safety cars, red flags, mixed up result. We managed to scrape a few points in that one. So we're going into Bahrain with high hopes that we can do the same here today. Let's jump into it. Right now, Lewis Hamilton has won the first 2 rounds of the year with Nico Rosberg, his teammate, in second place in the championship. Then it's the 2 Ferraris ahead of the Williams of Valtteri Bottas. The 2 Red Bulls, they've not had the greatest of starts to the season. Neither have the 2 McLaren boys. Button and Magnussen tied with 8 points. James Early, that's us. We sit with 6 points to our name, and Sauber down in 11th place. And my teammate has not actually scored points yet, has he? And in the constructors, of course, it's Mercedes dominating out front ahead of Ferrari. Then it's Red Bull, McLaren, Williams, Force India, all kind of close together right now. Sauber ahead of Lotus in 7th and 8th place. Marussia and Caterham not to score points yet. And Toro Rosso is an outlier there, down in 11th place at the moment. And apparently we're taking the aggressive path with car development thanks to number 1 driver Adrian Sutil deciding on that path. So hopefully we see upgrades thick and fast throughout this year. For Bahrain, it's going to be overcast conditions. Of course, we hardly ever see actual rain fall at this track, and I'm not expecting to see any this weekend, which I'm very glad of because we are slow in the rain, as we found out in Malaysia. And welcome to qualifying 1 here in Bahrain, where there's an 18-minute session to determine the 16 fastest drivers to go through to Q2. I have installed an AI aggressiveness mod, so hopefully they don't back out of moves on the inside as much. Only time will tell whether that's actually worked or not. Hopefully it's not completely broken the game. Now, this was the first night race we had at Bahrain. Prior to 2014, the Bahrain Grand Prix was ran during the day. But I feel like it's much better as a night race. It really looks quite impressive. I think during the day, the good thing about it is you can see the desert surrounding it, which is quite unique in a Formula 1 setting, at least at this point in Formula 1's history. So the night race does take that aspect away from it a little bit. I feel like it adds a little something to the spectacle. As we're about to set our first lap of the session, it's a 38.3. We'll go for back-to-back laps. No idea if that's good or if that's slow. Well, Ericsson has gone second quickest, so he's behind me right now. At least faster than a Caterham. But Maldonado has gone quicker than me by I don't know how long, but quite a distance, I think. And Sutil at 36.4, so I am 1.9 seconds off my teammate right now. This lap's slightly better though, we're up by 0.4 of a second. Maybe I can find another couple tenths in the final sector. But Adrian Sutil's time, that is already so far out of reach. And up towards the line we go. It's going to be a 37.8. So it is an improvement. We're best of the Marussias and the Caterhams at least, but 1.4 seconds off my teammate. And with just 5 minutes to go, it's Hamilton leading Rosberg at the top ahead of Vettel and Ricciardo. Then Alonso and Massa. It's 2x2x2. Then it's Nico Hülkenberg in 7th place. That lap was absolutely fantastic from my Sauber team. No, wait, never mind. I got confused. Adrian Sutil's my teammate. Nico Hülkenberg is at Force India. Completely forgot. He moved there for 2014. James Early, though, 19th place right now. Could we find another few tenths? We need to at least beat Kobayashi, most definitely. So, new option tyres going on the car. Let's get back out there. We have 3 minutes left in the session, so we have time for back-to-back flying laps. Let's go get some good times out here. Let's go find some time. So, there's no DRS zone from turn 3 up towards turn 4. This version of things. I don't think that was added until many years later. Okay, so it's a green first sector. That's good. Only up by 0.2 in the second sector. It's not looking great. Potentially could be enough to beat Kobayashi if I kept the speed up in the final sector, which I did. And we do move ahead of Kobayashi. Let's give it one more go. See if we can find any more time. Well, we're marginally down in the first sector. Got to find it all in the second sector here. Well, it felt like a very, very clean second sector. Will it be green? We're about to go across the timing line. It is green. The session is now over. The checker flag is waving. This is not going to beat Maldonado's 17th place, but it might still be a tidy little improvement. We're on a 37.5 right now across the line. And it's a 37.293, so we did find a few more tenths. Half a second clear of Kobayashi. We are in absolute no man's land with that time. Maldonado early, Kobayashi, Bianchi, Chilton and Ericsson being the drivers knocked out. Adrian Sutil in 15th place. He is just under a second ahead of me. That is the gap between the 2 Sauber drivers in this qualifying session. Whilst Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg, the 2 Mercedes, half a second clear of the rest of the field. And, yep, okay, I failed the objective again. This is going to be the story of this season, I think. I'll just never be good in qualifying. And moving on to the starting grid, Nico Rosberg actually got pole position, and Sebastian Vettel, the 4-time reigning world champion, is in second place. Hamilton and Ricciardo occupy row 2, and then we have Alonso and Vettel and Hulkenberg in the Force India up in 6th place ahead of the Williams and Massa, then the McLaren and Button with Perez and Raikkonen rounding out the top 10. Valtteri Bottas, he didn't even make it into Q3, and neither did the second McLaren of Magnussen. Daniel Kvyat ahead of his teammate Jean-Eric Vergne, and then it's Suttle and Grosjean, and we know the rest of the grid. So, 29-lap race, starting on the options, pitting lap 8 for the primes and going to lap 20 for the option tyres again. What's possible today? I'm not really sure. Maybe we can get into the midfield fight. I don't know if points are on offer, but then again, in the past 2 rounds, we've had a poor qualifying and a good race. So, who knows what's going to happen? Also, we got that new AI aggressiveness mod to test out to see if they're actually going to attack up the inside and fight a bit more. Hopefully it works. Let's get into it. Well, there's only one more thing to do, and that's go racing. The 2014 Bahrain Grand Prix is next. Step 1, see if we can maintain position down towards turn 1. The lights appearing in front of the drivers. 4 lights and 5 lights, and we are underway for the 2014 Bahrain Grand Prix. It's the first Bahrain Grand Prix under the lights here, and we've got a pretty solid start. Maldonado already moving past his Lotus teammate Romain Grosjean and challenging Jean-Eric Vergne down towards turn 1. I'm going to be nice and cautious. And Maldonado, once again, is not cautious. He's lost his front wing. Adrian Suttle going wide at turn 1. And Jenson Button, who started inside the top 10, has lost so many places. He's already down to what is 13th position as we rise up the hill. I've made a good start early, already up to 15th place. We have a Lotus on my inside who's going to back out the move. That's Romain Grosjean. Sutton and Button side by side through turn 4. And now that almost brings myself into play with my teammate. The 2 Sauber drivers filter on down the hill on this opening lap. Oh, we've lost half a wing. Brilliant. We had to slam on the brakes to try and avoid Suttle, which we failed to do. Max Chilton takes advantage and moves through. I'm just going to re-overtake him into the turn 8 hairpin. So it was a good start, but we have now lost parts of my front wing. It's not crucial that we have to go and replace it in the pits now, but it's definitely going to be harming performance a little bit. We have 21 drivers left in the race. I am going to hazard a guess it was Maldonado who retired. And no, it was not Maldonado. Maldonado's still going around there at the back of the grid. It was Marcus Ericsson in the Caterham who's out of the race on lap 1. Oh, now we'll see what this AI aggressiveness mod has done if Romain Grosjean gets a run down towards turn 1. I don't think he's going to be close enough on this lap as we've got Slipstream on the cars ahead. Right now, though, after lap 1, Sebastian Vettel leads the way, and there's another wing at the first corner. It kind of looked like a Toro Rosso wing, but we're surely going to find out very soon. So through turn 4 we go. Nobody seems to be slowing down up ahead yet. Unless that was Maldonado's wing from lap 1 and it's just not... Oh, no, it's a Red Bull wing. That's got to be Daniel Ricciardo. Daniel Ricciardo's slowing down. And he's slowing down the massive train of cars in front who are all trying to fight their way through and overtake. And I think a bollard went flying and a bit of carbon fibre as well as Adrian Suttle, a poor exit out of turn 10. And that brings James Early, his teammate at Sauber, side by side down towards turn 11. Oh, and Button's braking early, which means I dive to the inside under braking. I'm going to lose a place here to Romain Grosjean. I really screwed over my teammate Sutton with that one, but I was just trying to take avoided action. And we're going to go back round the outside of Grosjean, are we, up towards turn 14? That could work. And we've done that. Sutton also follows me through, so it's a great battle here. A good tussle as Daniel Ricciardo in the Red Bull right in front is slowing down big time. He's missing a front wing. I think Daniel Kvyat maybe with damage as well because Jenson Button overtook him very easily out that final corner. Is Kvyat going to box? No, he stays out, so we should be okay. And I'll tell you what, the Sauber of James Early has quite a bit of straight line speed. We'll pull side by side with Kvyat. We'll also get Jenson Button down this main straight. And as we apply the brakes into turn 1, it is going to be 11th place now in this Grand Prix. Well, that's quite a fair bit of action to start this race, which is exactly the sort of thing we needed, really. A trial by fire with this new AI aggressiveness mod. Has it worked? It's too early to say right now. Grosjean did overtake me around the outside of turn 11, though. I cannot escape the clutches of those drivers behind, and Button will have DRS. I'm going to let him get that inside line to see if he can actually outbrake me for once. There he goes, the McLaren Mercedes under braking. Does he go for the move? He's actually outbroke me, surprisingly. And he has that inside line. We're still side by side through the corner. I hold on the exit of turn 2 and up through turn 3 we go. But that's much better from the AI that they can actually outbrake me and not just brake 50 metres too early. Already 4.7 behind Jean-Eric Vergne in front. The Toro Rosso driver stretching his legs. Like I said in the intro, Toro Rosso yet to score points this season. So Jean-Eric Vergne, if he can steal a 10th place today, which will be a very handsome return for the team. I'm leading a train of 3, maybe even 4 cars right now, and they're all quicker than me. As Lewis Hamilton now has the lead, and he has the fastest lap of the race. So no longer is it Sebastian Vettel in the lead, as Button once again trying up my inside. It's not going to work this time. Now, the real-life 2014 Bahrain Grand Prix was the location of what's coined the duel of the desert, I think, or duel in the desert between Rosberg and Hamilton. It was the first time the two Mercedes, after getting their very dominant package of 2014, really went wheel to wheel for a race victory. I think there was maybe a late safety car, so Rosberg was on a softer compounded tyre, Hamilton on the harder one, and Hamilton just defended like his life depended on it to hold on to the victory. Pretty sure Sergio Perez got third in that race. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he did. So Sutton has overtaken Kvyat in the background, and that's actually given me a little bit of breathing room beside Jenson Button being, you know, right behind me. And there goes Button again. That's a much better run for Jenson Button this time. The McLaren driver looking to make a move up the inside. Can he actually pull it off? Well, at least he's ahead at the apex, and then he sort of backs out, so it's still really not going to work for the AI if they do that. And you'll notice there's fireworks going on around the circuit during the race. Pretty sure that did not happen in real life. You can see them in the background there on the exit turn 13 or 14. Why are they going on during the race? Surely that's something that you do after the race. And there goes Button again. He's going to pick the outside line this time, and under braking, once again pulls side by side. Still can't make it stick though. As we start lap 7, we're boxing on lap 8 for the prime tyres. These option tyres, they feel okay. Our fuel is fine. That rear front wing, should I say, is a little bit damaged. And Felipe Massa has actually been passed by Jean-Eric Vergne. So Vergne up to 9th. Massa now the driver directly ahead, 7 seconds up the road. There's a bollard there on the floor into turn 11. A bit of the bollard just on the floor on the inside of the corner. I feel like in real life that definitely would have brought out a yellow flag, so the marshals could clear that. And we do have our first bit of action in the pit lane. I'm not sure who it is, but lap 7, yeah, that makes sense. They could be on a similar strategy to me, just pitting a lap earlier. I can tell you who it is. It is Valtteri Bottas coming out of the pits. So Bottas is now the driver directly in front of me, just rejoining from his stop now. You can see him in the distance as Jenson Button once again, round the outside he goes. Can he pull it off? The McLaren driver, well, he was ahead and then he just went wide, so he's going to lose the position, I think. No, round turn 2 he's got that place, so the McLaren driver up to 11th, early down to 12th, and now he's got his teammate Sutton right behind. I don't even get DRS on Button down towards the turn 11 and turn 10. I thought I was within a second, but maybe not. Okay, lap 8, we're going to box, and so does Jenson Button. He's cut across the white line. Somebody give him a 5-second time penalty. I'll be interested to see whether our crew replace that front wing. Yes, they are going to replace the front wing. Maybe that was required. I don't know if I was losing much time per lap, but he's going to do that. And it's going to be a 7.5 second stop. We get held up by Grosjean, who's now jumped me in the pits. So we're going to lose a place to Romain Grosjean, as we're about to rejoin this race in 18th position. And it looks like Grosjean put on the option tyres again, so he's going to be quicker in this middle stint. We are on the prime tyres. Might take a slightly bit longer to warm them up. And Adrian Sutton, my teammate, into the pits on the following lap. Hopefully we can jump back ahead of him, though we did have a slow pit stop. We're going to move past Chilton, and is it going to be past my teammate? Yes, it is. So we're up to 18th place. I think Sutton staying out that one extra lap has cost him a lot, because I had a 7.5 seconds pit stop. That was slow, yet he's still about 4 seconds behind me. So the top 3 right now is Hamilton, Massa, Rosberg, and then it's Alonso and Vettel completing the top 5. The real reason Massa was ahead in 10th place for that period of time was because he had a very early pit stop, stopping on lap 6. I feel woefully slow compared to the drivers ahead now that they're on the option tyre and I'm on the primes. It's seconds a lap that I'm losing. And Daniel Kvyat now, the Toro Rosso driver, into the pits, and we'll move past him and into 15th place. And I've just hit the bollard with my front left tyre, and it just went flying, probably into the crowd. Daniel Kvyat, after his pit stop, has just overtaken Adrian Sutter, so he's going to be quickly onto the back of me as well. Sutter, he might be on the same tyres as me, basically the same strategy for both Sauber drivers. And we have set our personal best lap of the race, a 39.4. It's not fast, but it's not super duper slow. I say I'm not super duper slow, but Romain Grosjean is 2 seconds a lap quicker than me right now. And definitely Kvyat and Sutter are quicker than me. I'd say by about half a second per lap. 9 seconds to now Raikkonen in front. We've gone past him, he's in the pit. But about 9 seconds to Grosjean in front. 1.5 seconds to Kvyat behind. I reckon Raikkonen had to box with damage, because boxing on the end of lap 12 for the second stop in a race seems a bit too early. But it is a 50% race, so that'd be equivalent to lap 24. So maybe it is a strategy call that they initially wanted to make at the start of the race. Now we're going all the way to lap 20 for our final stop on the option tyres. As Daniel Ricciardo now into the pits again. That Red Bull driver, of course, he had damage on lap 2 of this race, so that's his second stop, and we're going to move past the Australian. Into 13th place we go. All the while, Kvyat and my teammate Sutter are getting closer and closer. They are within DRS range now. So at least Daniel Kvyat is within DRS range. The AI take a very weird line on the exit of turn 10. They go all the way to the left-hand side and then drift back over to the right for the braking zone into turn 11. As Ricciardo is over Kvyat right now. Those two are teammates next year in Formula 1 in real life in 2015. And I think Ricciardo's going to make a move here. And that's distracting Kvyat, helping me out for at least this lap. So we're on lap 15. So about halfway through this race, Hamilton's still leading the way up front. Whoa, that's a massive moment through turn 6. And we're going to lose 2 places. And Adrian Sutter almost rear ends me. Well, at least we didn't crash it into a wall, but we have lost places, lost track position. That's what happens when you get too greedy with the curbs in that downhill section between turn 4 and turn 8. And that is Ricciardo trying around the outside of Kvyat into turn 11, and he's made that stick as the game just froze momentarily. Maybe they were so shocked Ricciardo actually overtook somebody. And Kvyat momentarily dropped off on pace, and maybe there was a chance up the inside of turn 14. I wasn't able to take it though. We do know how popular or how powerful Slipstream is here. How popular. What am I talking about? So I'm going to put it in Rich Mix and get Slipstream and DRS. Maybe we can re-overtake Daniel Kvyat down towards turn 1. It's 2 rookies against each other here for 14th place, and Early's going to breeze by. Good move. I can see Kimi Räikkönen behind Adrian Sutter now. After his pit stop, he is ready to make some overtakes. If it's not clear by this point, I don't think we're fighting for points today. I know earlier on in the race we were in 11th place for the first stint, but after that slow pit stop where we had to replace the wing and then we lost the position to Grosjean, it's really just been about battling for whatever we are in now, 14th position. As Kvyat now looking to go around my outside, he's not going to make that work. And Räikkönen has got past Adrian Sutter, so down the main straight I reckon he gets Kvyat, and then the following lap he'll probably overtake me. And there goes Räikkönen to the inside of Kvyat for turn 1. We can barely look at the battle. We have to focus on the braking zone for ourselves. But he is up the inside, and I think he's still side by side with Kvyat in the background. And ahead goes the Iceman, the 2007 World Champion, returning to Ferrari after, what, about 4 seasons away from the Scarlet Red team. He's back, and he's now closing in on James Early. My tyres already feel destroyed, honestly. Räikkönen's got so much more grip than me in all parts of the circuit, especially acceleration. If you've been enjoying the series so far and you want earlier access to the videos so you can see how badly I bottle it in future, then I'd encourage you to check out YouTube channel memberships by clicking the join button down below. As Räikkönen challenging into the final corner, not going to work. Definitely down the main straight though he's going to get this move done. Look at this, he's already side by side before enabling DRS in the DRS zone. And the Iceman moves up a place. And through the pit stops, we're now up to 14th position. Rosberg is now in the lead. I think Hamilton's boxed. Into turn 1 we go, almost running into the back of Räikkönen, who is on the option tyres. That's important to note. That's why he's got essentially unlimited amounts of grip. Kvyat's got a great exit out of turn 8. There's no way he goes around the outside there. The only thing I can think of into that corner is switching back to the inside, like what Fernando Alonso did on Lewis Hamilton in 2023. He's got DRS though on the exit turn 10, and he's already going to be side by side halfway down this straight as we go under the Pirelli sponsorship board. Daniel Kvyat to the outside for turn 11, and he's going to make the move up. So Early really starting to struggle with these tyres. We still need to do another 2 laps before boxing. At least we have DRS on Kvyat. He's miles ahead already. My teammate Sutter has DRS on me as well. 15th and 16th. Make that 14th and 15th, as that was Jean-Eric Vergne in the lead Toro Rosso boxing for the 2nd time in the race. And Vergne somehow got ahead of my teammate. That's very strange. I don't know what my teammate did to lose that ground through the first corner on me. He was right behind me with DRS. I'm getting flashing waves of nostalgia of playing this game when it just came out in late 2014 during like a... maybe on a Saturday morning. I'm recording this on a Saturday morning, but a Saturday morning back in 2014 where I've, you know, just come off from school, a whole hard week of graft at school, playing this game on a nice October morning. I think October, maybe November. I don't remember when the game came out. It's a nice feeling, though. Who knew 11 years later I'd be playing this as part of not just a passion, but as my job as well. Weird. Jean-Eric Vergne is sniffing the rear of my Sauber. Adrian Sutter's doing the same as well. And it's going to get quite messy into turn 1, I think. I think they're side by side in the background. Might help me just escape up the road a little bit. Lap 20, so we're boxing at the end of this lap. Oh, sliding into turn 10. The tyres completely destroyed by this point. And Vern's going to get a great run here. He'll have that inside line, maybe down towards turn 11. That's what he's opting for with the RS as well, but it's not really helping him down this straight. And he backs out of the move. Big time backs out of the move. That's what we saw in the first 2 rounds of the season. I thought it would have been changed with the AI aggressiveness mod, but maybe not. My poor tyres are screaming out for release. They want to have their misery ended, and that's exactly what they're going to get as we come into the pits. At least this time we won't have a 7.5 second stop. It should be the standard 3.7, and it is. Brilliant. Option tyres on the car. Let's push to the end of the race now. And I think we just fell a lap down on the race leader as we rejoin his 17th place. And on the following lap, Adrian Suttle into the pits, and we should move back past my Sauber teammate, who I have been outperforming so far this year in the races. He's been much quicker in qualifying. Well, he's been much quicker in the race. He just always gets stuck behind me. So the top 3, Hamilton, Rosberg, Alonso, they've boxed for the 2nd time now. So I am a lap down on the race leader. And this is Nico Rosberg behind me to put me a lap down on 2nd place. There he goes. So Grosjean and Vern, they're 12th and 14th right now. They're on the prime tyres. They could be the targets come the end of this race if we manage to get our act together and put some good laps in on the option tyres. Being a lap down does have its benefits though, because we are on optimal fuel right now. We don't have to do any fuel saving, as we essentially have to do 1 less lap, don't we? If Hamilton holds on for the final 6 laps, that'll be his 3rd victory in a row, and Rosberg finishing 2nd, 3rd and now 2nd. It's going to be a distance ahead in the championship. Mercedes of course dominating. I don't think that's going to change anytime this season. But Rosberg, he needs to get his act together if he wants to beat Hamilton. And Adrian Suttle's quicker than me. Surprise, surprise. He's in DRS range as well. I could finish 17th. Well, I am going to get my personal best lap of the race, but it doesn't really mean much when my teammate is just hounding me from behind. That sounds weird out of context. I'm glad it's in context. The 38.1 though, that's my personal best. And Suttle's going to put me under huge pressure into turn 11. He's trying to find that outside line, and he's done so. Can't outbrake his teammate early though. Battle of the Saubers, no team orders, because what they're going to say, James, let Suttle through because you're 10 seconds behind Kvyat with 5 laps to go. That's not going to happen. We're going to fight this one out. He's got a great run down towards turn 1. Early defends the inside line to keep his teammate Suttle at bay. And that is 4 laps to go. 25, 26, 27 and 28 being 1 lap down. Of course, we only need to finish 28 today. Can we hold off the charging Adrian Suttle for this 16th place? It's not about the position, it's about the intra-team rivalry. Finishing ahead of my teammate is the most important thing right now. My hopes of closing up to the prime tyre runners is not really worked at all. Daniel Kvyat, he's on the options, but he's just streaking away up ahead. A second, maybe a second and a half, a lap. Here he goes again, Adrian Suttle to the inside for turn 1. Surely not going to work. It never works for the AI, and Early's going to hold it around the outside of the very tight first corner to defend that precious 16th position. I got to say a big thank you for all the support on all the new series I've been doing. I know it's funny to say, look, James is starting a new series again. But I've got it set up in a way nicely now that each day I can just record something different, which keeps it nice and fresh. So with me doing daily videos on both James Early and James Early Retro, if you didn't know about that, go check out the James Early Retro channel as well. But it keeps everything fresh each day. I wake up and I think, what am I going to record today? Maybe I'll do some F1 2014. And that's exactly what I did this morning. As Suttle, now around my outside, he's actually outbroke me into turn 1. This is the 2nd to last lap. We've once again done enough just rolling off the brakes to hold on. And now we've got blue flags for Fernando Alonso. I think Sebastian Vettel is very close behind him as well. So we've got blue flags for the German as well, who I am going to let by right now without getting a penalty and staying ahead of my teammate Suttle. As we're starting the final lap of the race, we're very, very marginal on fuel. We can't really use rich mix. And here goes Adrian Suttle again for one final attempt to overtake into turn 1. Can the German do it, or can the British driver of James Early defend? And once again, we're just doing enough to fend off the incoming Sauber driver of Suttle. And now it's cause for celebration. They can use the fireworks now. Or maybe they've just run out of fireworks now that Lewis Hamilton's crossed the line. No, they are launching the fireworks on the left-hand side right now. Lewis Hamilton, 3rd victory in a row to start this year. As we round the final corner for the final time, I'm going to put it in rich mix just to get to the line ahead of my teammate Adrian Suttle. That's 16th place on the road today. A tough race, and we were never really in the fight for points unless we had some weird red flags or safety cars like we had in Malaysia, which wasn't the case today. Hamilton winning 4 seconds ahead of his teammate Nico Rosberg. Alonso fends off Vettel for the final podium place. Kevin Magnussen started down in 12th, finishes in a top 5 place for McLaren, and he's more than doubled his points scoring streak for the season. He had 8 points going into this race. He's going to have 18 come the end of this weekend. Felipe Massa ahead of both Force India's Hulkenberg and Perez. Bottas and Jenson Button rounding out the top 10, getting a single point for McLaren. Daniel Ricciardo and Kimi Raikkonen, they must have both suffered damage throughout that race, because Red Bull and Ferrari outside the top 10 is not usual. They're 11th and 12th ahead of not Daniel Ricciardo. John-Eric Vergne 13th ahead of Romain Grosjean. Then it's Daniel Kvyat, Adrian Sutil behind his teammate James Early at Sauber. Then we have Maldonado, Bianchi, Chilton, Kobayashi. One retirement today, which was Marcus Ericsson. And a perfect start to the season for Hamilton. He's 24 points clear of his teammate Nico Rosberg. That's almost a race victory in hand already. Could you already think about giving the championship to Hamilton come the end of this year? I mean, he's already got a great lead in the championship. Alonso and Vettel, they're in their own private battle for third. And then it's Raikkonen and Magnussen now up to 6th place with his points scored today. We're down to 13th, so we've lost 2 places. And we're still well clear of my teammate Adrian Sutter, who's yet to score points this year. In the Constructors, it is Mercedes now 66 points ahead of Ferrari. Wow, okay. This is going to be Mercedes domination in the purest form this year. And Ferrari are a distance clear of Red Bull in third, who are 11 points clear of McLaren, who is just ahead of Williams and Force India. Sauber remain in 7th place. Thank you very much for watching that video. If you enjoyed that one, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. If you want to watch these videos earlier, then consider becoming a channel member by joining the pit crew. The join button is down below. Otherwise, I'll see you all in round 4 of the season. Goodbye.